What is up, you guys? Welcome back to our channel. So right now I'm heading to our wedding dinner. So it's gonna be our family and friends and stuff at a dinner before our wedding. So we're super excited to show you guys. Dallin's mom and dad, they helped kind of set up the whole thing. So I'm so excited to see it, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. And I think Dallin's probably been vlogging on his phone a little bit. I'm so excited.
All right, you guys, it is the day of the dinner. Sorry, my phone's plugged in, it's about to die. I'm sweating buckets. I'm in this little like pergola, like little tea house thing. I'm practicing my little ukulele part. Ukulele, some people say ukulele. I'm not from the islands, but anyways, it is so sick here. I'll give you a little glimpse really quick. How amazing is that? Incredible. Super stoked. I'm just in here practicing my piece. Guys, I'm a little nervous. I'm not even gonna cut any lines here. I'm a little nervous.
And then that's Megan. Megan, you want to raise your hand and wave? That's Buster's wife. Yeah, and that's, like he said, Scott. And then that's Janae, his mom. And they're married too. And I'm Coop.
I don't want to take it all the way.
I'm Alex. I'm Dallin's second brother right under him. Cooper's munching on the salad right now. That's Parker. He's the little small one next to Colton. Colton, and then Colton's the next one, and then Ari. Wave, Ari.
Cousins!
Yeah!
Good job, Alex.
And his wife, Milani Tolman. It's Milani. And then that's our table. And Gabby. That's one of my favorite nieces, Gabby.
And who are you?
Oh, and I am Jeff. I am Greg's. We're twins. Me and Greg.
He's too shy. So just say I love you, Dee and Alyssa, okay?
Do it.
He loves Dee and Alyssa.
We practice in the car, but yeah, he's a little shy.
So, it's common knowledge that the best man, yes, I am the best man. The best man's speech should be as long as the groom can last in bed. Alright, moving on. That was the most inappropriate gets, I promise.
Don't repeat it.
Okay, Bishop. I wanted to give a short speech of my own. I've known Dallin and Alyssa together for about a year, and I've seen them make some pretty tough decisions. Some good, some not so good. But I'm so glad I'm here to see the best one that they've made yet. Picking me as the best man. I cannot wait for you guys to get married. Marriage is made in heaven, along with tornadoes, hail, lightning, thunder. But let's stay positive here. So some people say your wedding day is the best day of your life. So I just guess they've never had 2 candy bars drop out of the vending machine simultaneously. So marriage is not a word, by the way. It is a sentence. A life sentence. And in this case, an eternity sentence. So, yeah, all jokes aside, Dallin, I love you. I hope you know how much I love you and how much I've looked up to you over the years. Alyssa, I cannot wait to have you as a sister. Yeah, I love you guys. For this occasion, I was asked to give a speech in honor of Dallin and Alyssa. We all know Alyssa is a wonderful lady who deserves a perfect guy. Too bad, you don't always get what you deserve. Of course I'm messing around as I look up to Dallin more than I think he knows. What does a hero mean? A hero is someone you copy and emulate in the smallest detail. I have a hero. His name is Dallin. He's my older brother by 4 years. Even in heaven, I try to be just like him. That I try to be born on his birthday, but my mom said she thought that Dallin should have his own birthday, so I was born the next day. Throughout my life, I've tried to emulate everything that Dallin's done from the beginning when he used to beat me up and show me how strong he was. Let me tell you the story of the time that I showed him how strong I was.
was. He was standing watching a soccer game, and I could see the perfect opportunity to stand up on the couch when he was not looking and jump and throw my arms on his neck and take him down. I was right, he was not expecting it, and I took him completely out, and then I stood up and said, "Say hello to my muscle." There was also the time that I beat him in a 100-yard dash when he got home from his mission, but I don't want to go into depth about that because I don't want to hurt his pride too much. Yeah, I know I did. I love Dallin and Alyssa with all my heart, and the best gift I can give to you guys is for me to pray that you guys will let tomorrow start the happiest times of your lives. And Alyssa, I'm so happy for you to be part of my family. Please take care of my hero.
Prepare, because we didn't know till today that we were doing this, and it's been a crazy day. So excuse me, because I will be emotional because I'm exhausted. So, and then after going Alex, that never helps. I just wrote down a few thoughts in between our preparations today. Of course, Dallin's my first, and he was my first to experience pregnancy with, and at the very beginning of our pregnancy, we were told that we were having a miscarriage, and we thought that for weeks, and we were, of course, heartbroken. And we finally went back to the doctor, and he said, let's do another ultrasound and see what we need to do. So we went in, and the ultrasound tech was like, what did they tell you on the first ultrasound? And they said that the baby had passed. And he sat there for a minute, and he said, well, I don't know what they saw on that first ultrasound, but there's a heartbeat now. And he flipped around, and we just sat there stunned, and he said, well, is this good news? And we said, it's the best news, and we just started laughing, and then we just started bawling. So from the start, Dallin was our first miracle. He was the best little baby. It was my first time I fell madly in love at first sight. Sorry, Greg. That was second time with you. He was the first to play sports. I remember as a 2-year-old, Greg and I were at a park with him, and we pitched a ball to him, and he hit it, and we were jumping up and down like we had just created God's perfect little athlete. And we just thought we were going to be rolling in the dough, but Dallin, that didn't happen. The first time, he was my first to take to kindergarten, and I had prepared him like crazy. I'd sat down with him, and he knew all of his letters, and I thought he knew all his sounds, and we got there, and his teacher said, now you've got to sit to the side, and please don't talk, which is hard for me. And so he went over there, and he was just so confident in himself, and so she'd show him a letter, and he'd get his letter right, and it would be like, what letter is this? B. What sound does it make? What? And I'm like, no, that's not right. But I couldn't say anything. So then what letter is this? M. What sound does it make? What? And then they went through all the letters, and every letter was what. And I felt like the worst mom. But he went on to get 4.0 through all of junior high and high school, and he's my first one to accomplish that. And I'm so proud of him. This one's it. He was my first one to date and to embarrass with lots of pictures and kisses. He always hated when it was a girl choice dance because then I had to be there when they picked him up. He was my first to send on a mission. Sorry, this one's sorry. When I found out I was having him, we opened it up like a mission call. Our family came over, and then when they left, I went and found Greg in the office, and I was bawling, and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, he has to go on a mission. He's like, that's in like 19 years. And I'm like, I know, but it's going to come. And then when he went, I said to Greg, okay, I just wanted him to be worthy, and I wanted him to desire. Let's swing back around and go pick him up. And Greg wouldn't let me. And so we decided to go bowling instead, and I needed to run home and grab some socks. And after about 10 minutes, Greg came in, and he said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm smelling his clothes. And it took a lot of convincing to leave. And as Dallin was packing up yesterday, I realized that this is so exciting. I don't know why I'm crying. But I realized that I couldn't even go in and smell his clothes. So, Alyssa, if you find me at your apartment, so sorry. I just need to smell it for just a minute. After I prayed for my kids, I started praying for the girls who would marry my boys. And I honestly know that God heard my prayers because I could not have gotten a better daughter-in-law. So I love you both, and I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Wow, how crazy. I thought this day would never arrive. I guess it's a good thing for a couple of reasons. First, since my mission, I really haven't written in my journal, and I need to get started again. I've had such mixed feelings right now, knowing that in the next couple of hours, my firstborn will be born. It all started a couple of hours ago at about 3:45 in the morning. When Becky woke me up and said her water broke, sure enough, she stood up and it was all over the floor. She was dripping everywhere. I remember feeling so confused and asked her, so what do we need to do now? She patiently said, let's get dressed. I mean, we were dressed, but like more dressed. And we got to go to the hospital. I then gave her a blessing so she would feel at peace. The two of us then grabbed our stuff and off we went to the hospital. When we arrived, they took us into a room to check us in, and Becky was dripping everywhere. Sorry, this is what I wrote. The nurse was really nice and hooked us up to a heart monitor and contraction monitor, or that's what I think it was. Everything looked good, and then they sent us upstairs in anticipation of the arrival of our son. Such mixed feelings were racing through me as I saw my beautiful wife helpless, strapped on the table, not able to see or feel what was going on. So nervous that the sight of all this blood and cutting into my wife and would make me faint didn't stop me from watching the entire thing. What excitement raced through me as I knew they were getting closer and closer to the biggest moment of me and Becky's life. It was the life and the arrival of our firstborn, Dallin Erlen Johnson. I'm sorry, I was reading that today and I'm like, I'm sharing this. I don't even care if they like it or not, I'm sharing it. So if there was too much detail, I'm sorry. And I'm sure I'll hear about it later, but I love you all, and that was real. Tell Satan and his buddies to get the freak out of my head. Dal has been aware of Satan and his buddies his whole life. He is a worthy man, and I'm so proud to wish him the best. Me and Becky are gonna stand on the side and just root for them. We love them, and we love you, Dal and Liz, and we wish you the best. And I don't know how I'm supposed to end with this, because it's not church, but I love you all, so thanks for having me.
Big Zell man, Mike Zell, and my name is Boston Mike Zell, and we are Alyssa's brothers, and we're twins, and Brock's gonna tell you guys something about Alyssa. Okay, so I'll share a little story about Alyssa. This is basically how she's super caring for us, even when we were super little. There was a time when we were on our bed eating licorice, and we were laying down, and she's like, hey guys, we should probably just sit up and eat this so we don't choke. So she had this big fear of us choking on anything and everything. So that's what we did. We stood up and ate the licorice and stuff. And then there was also another time where we were going and I think we were all sleeping in the same room, and there's balloons. And balloons have the strings that go down and they can go into your throat while you're sleeping. So she's always looking out for us right there. So, yeah, that's our sister for you. Boston can share a good story, too. Well, I don't really have a story because I wasn't really thinking of one, but, like, Brock had it, so I thought it was good. But I'm just so grateful for Dallin and Alyssa. Alyssa has been so happy with Dallin. Yeah, I just love you guys both so much. Do you want to say anything else, bro? Yeah. And then I also got a little talk about Dallin, too. It's like a sentence or two, but... Okay, so, Dallin, he's basically just a great asset to the fam. I'm just glad to have him here. And he brings love and gospel in our home, especially after his mission and him coming over for the first time. He's sharing stories about us, well, not about us, but on his mission. And it's just great stuff that he's telling us. And then I also feel great having him as a brother to set the standard high for a mission. We got some good goals out there that we're gonna try and accomplish. We got Dallin to help us. Also, I hope you know we love you both equally the same, and I'm glad to have a new brother because I was getting tired of the other one. Welcome to the family.
Well, to be honest, none of the Micel family came prepared. So Alyssa's always been my little helper. I know it's so funny because we have balloons at every part of her bridal shower,
the wedding, everything, but she's scared of balloons. And another story is, so like Chick-fil-A used to give out balloons. So when we were at Chick-fil-A one time, the boys had balloons, and she just started screaming, "They're gonna die, Mom! The boys are gonna die!" She did not want her brothers to have a balloon because she was sure they were gonna die. When she was like, well, she was barely, not even 3, because the boys were brand new and they had just gotten home from the hospital. And I was gonna hurry and try to take a shower, so I'm like, Alyssa, will you just kind of hold their binkies in for them? So she's sitting there just holding their binkies, and she's like, Mom, is that okay if I turn around so I can watch the TV too? So like she would just sit and help. She was so good with Rock and Boston. I also wanted to talk about how excited we are to have Dallin in the family. So Alyssa has always been just more of like a quiet, we joke that she doesn't use a lot of words. So if I need like an explanation of things, I'm like, Dallin, what did you think? And then he'll tell. The first day when Alyssa had gone out with Dallin, the car ride home, she called me and she was like using so many words, and she doesn't do that. I'm like, what's going on? Where's that footage? So I knew there was something different from just her voice. And then the footage was terrible. Like you couldn't hear anything. I'm like, Alyssa, we can't use this. We all know how they started on a first date, right? Everyone knows. Anyways, so we ended up having Dallin come over the next day, and I could watch Alyssa with Dallin, and her face was like completely different. Her countenance was different, and I feel like since Alyssa's been dating Dallin, it's like he loves Alyssa so much that he gives her the confidence to like be her true self. And that is more than I could ever ask for. Because now it's like we all get to see the best Alyssa, because it's like she has confidence in herself, and I swear a lot of it was given to her from Dallin, and just Dallin loving Alyssa. So I'm so grateful for Dallin. And another thing is Dallin's family, because I'm like, Alyssa, you married that family too, so you gotta know. And when we met you guys, like, I mean, Caitlin's like, they are the coolest family. Both of us are like, Alyssa, you gotta realize, you gotta be good, you gotta keep Dallin around, their family's amazing, he's amazing. So anyway, so we're just excited to join families, you know, and we just love all of you. And Dallin, we're so excited to have you, and I couldn't have asked for a more perfect person for Alyssa. I think even my mom, even though she was introducing Brock and Boston, I think my mom even commented to me, she's like, Alyssa has just a soft, like not a soft, like a happier countenance being with Dallin, because it's true. He's her other half. And it's like what she's needed in her life is Dallin. So anyways, we're so excited for you guys to get married. And anyway.
Thank you. I did not serve a mission, but I'm up here anyway. At least one of my boys did. But anyway, no, he did not. He did not.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, we're really, really happy to be here. One of the things that I love so much about Alyssa, I'm gonna get choked up. And you guys look at me and you're like, he's a big, strong, tall guy. How is he gonna cry? Why is he gonna cry? Anyway, she was, even as a little girl, she always took care of the boys. I remember when the boys came home from the hospital, all she wanted to do was help them with, let me back up actually. When Betsy was going in for labor, she was also dripping wet.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have shared that. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
I won't share that with my next child. So sorry.
But I remember when the boys came home, and Alyssa a little bit had to grow up really fast because she had to help me and Mom take care of the boys. So anytime they needed anything, Alyssa would run to the boys and make sure that they were taken care of. And I just think she's gonna be such a great mom one day. And Dallin, I could not ask for balloons, Alyssa. Watch that. I could not ask for a better man for my daughter. You two, the way you guys look at each other, and the way you guys are always touching and holding, and sometimes we're like, get a room. But you guys are so cute, and you both remind me of me. But in all seriousness, we really do, Dallin, feel like we hit the jackpot. You have brought a light to our family that we will always love you for. And Alyssa's always going to be my baby girl, just like Dallin's always going to be your baby boy. And one day we'll have cute little baby boy and girl grandkids. But my advice to you both is just love the heck out of each other. You're going to fight. Betsy fought with me today about something, I'm sure. Well, she usually does, okay? But you will, but just love each other. Love each other for your differences, and you'll be happy. You really will. As far as the Johnsons go, they're stuck with us now, whether they like it or not. But we really, we hit the jackpot with you as well. We love you guys so much, and we're so grateful for the son you raised. And Alyssa, you were the light of my life. And when you were little, I got fired from my job. But I got to be home with her. I spent probably 6 months unemployed, but I was able to spend that time with you. And we'd go to the table and we'd eat the same things. We'd have hot chocolate and we'd have toast, and I would take long naps with you. Mom didn't like me taking naps, but I sure enjoyed it. But I love you guys so much. Alyssa, you'll always be my baby girl. And love Dallin, and Dallin love Alyssa. And to everybody here, I love everybody here. So thank you all for coming. And also don't forget to tell me how good I did on my speech.
I to marry Dallin. He's the best. Really, he's so respectful and he treats me so good, and I couldn't imagine marrying anyone better. So I love you, Dallin.
I love you. All right. Man, so many emotions. I think first and foremost.
Put it right to your lips.
First and foremost, I met with Gentry to ask him to marry his daughter. That's the counsel that stuck with me the most. He said, "Dal, love Alyssa, just love her," and that stuck with me so much. So, I love you. I always will. I always have since the moment I laid eyes on you. I think back to when I had to make the decision to go back on my mission. I had just met the love of my life, and I was like, man, Heavenly Father, this is hard. I already had to come home. I remember being on that flight. First of all, I was in a companions with a kid who had asthma, and he got a call on a Saturday. We were working on a farm, and he started crying. I was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I'm going home." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Asthma." And I was like, "Oh no!" And I could feel it coming. 3 days later, I was in the clear. I did not get a call. Then my mission president called me. He goes, "Elder Johnson, I don't know how I missed your form, but you have asthma." And I was like, "No, I don't." And he's like, "You're going home tomorrow." So I got on a plane, and I remember being mad. I was like, what did I do wrong? I'm serving faithfully. I'm giving my all. Anyways, God wasn't punishing me. He was blessing me. I came home to meet my sweetheart, and I didn't even know it. When I met Alyssa, I remember thinking, man, I came home to stay away from COVID. And sorry, I'm giving you just a novel here, but my stake president pushed back my date twice to go back on my mission. He called me, it was originally May 13th, and he goes, "How you feeling?" And I was like, "Good, ready to go. I've been home way too long anyways." I already knew I was going back. And he goes, "All right, well, let's wait a little bit longer." I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm ready to go back on my mission." And he's like, "Let's wait a little longer. I'll call you in a few weeks." So he's like, "Let's push it to June 1st. I was like, "Okay, great, June 1st. So he pushed it to June 1st, and he called me a few days before June 1st. It was like as May was coming to an end. And he said, "How you feeling?" I was like, "Good, same feeling." He's like, "Get your parents." I was like, "All right." So I got my parents, and he goes, "I think we should wait a little bit longer." And we were like, "Okay, whatever." He's like, "June 10th sound good?" "Great, June 10th. Well, I met Alyssa a few days later, and then I went back out on a mission to get COVID, and so I really know why I came home. I came home to meet my sweetheart, and I'm so grateful for her, and grateful for the advice Gentry gave me of loving her. There's something that came to my mind as I was sitting here. My dad in the mission field, when I was struggling at the beginning of my mission, I'd run in the morning. That was how I felt the Spirit, and that was how I could picture my loved ones. And my dad said, "Gal, don't ever forget that there's an army behind you, not just your family, but on both sides of the veil." And as I would run, I'd picture everyone just running behind me. And it was a little silly, but I remember just crying, like running around the track. And when I met Alyssa, I didn't just serve my mission the second half, she served it with me. She would send me her notes of what she was studying every single day. She would tell me she loves me every single day. She served right beside me. And that's what I'm really looking forward to, is we're serving this mission together throughout life. I didn't feel alone at all on that mission. But here's another little story. I might need another little drink of water. My lips are getting a little... But anyways, a way that I always feel connected to the Spirit is through music. I'm not Justin Bieber, but it's something that has always made me feel the Spirit and feel close to my Savior.